All right. All right. This feels a little different than what we're used to. I guess this is the official live stream on the Gridiron Apex NFL channel. Not going to do this on the college football channel. This is more just kind of have some discussions about what's going on in training camp before we actually do our NFL Rush and college football Rush segments next week. We are bringing those back along with the new channels. Just only seem right for that stuff. I don't know if there's any more small announcements that I need to make. Most of the things that we are doing is on the back end. As I sip my brown juice here, which is peach tea, which sounds disgusting, but let me make sure all my stuff is working here. I see my man Manny's in the chat. VL, what's happening? Hold on, let me make sure that I got the right stuff working. Actually, I don't have that, so I'm gonna pull this actually over here so I can read this chat as well as the vertical chat. So we got both the horizontal and vertical streams going on right now. Yeah, I got the zero sugar joint, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't pass up. It was like they had like the little 6-packs at the grocery store, and it was like if you buy 3 you get 3 free or something like that. So I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and partake in that. Your boy is down 40 pounds. Your boy is down 40 pounds, man. I'm getting back in football shape. So part of what had happened before, through my sickness, I lost about 30, and then just kind of keeping the healthy habits going, man. I'm not, it's kind of a blessing in disguise to have what I had, because now my cravings for things have changed. So like we would eat healthy one week, and then the next week it'll go to shit as soon as we get stressed out about something, right? And it's just bunch of bullshit. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Outside of a couple issues that I'm still dealing with, but yeah, feeling really good about feeling good. You know what I'm saying? And then I head on vacation next week, which is kind of like all this stuff has like been a kind of a blessing in disguise, which has been kind of weird. But so yeah. Down 40 pounds, man. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys can see it in my face. You can definitely see, like, if you go pull up a picture till now, it's like insane. I was like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Congratulations. I appreciate you, VL. Yeah, I'd still run you over though, because shit, bro. If anything, I got faster. If anything, I got faster. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think the strength was a big part of. I still had the strength. I'll put it like this: being heavier adds on a little bit more strength than what you had before. And then, of course, I like lifting heavy and things like that, so that kind of carried over. Ask Hayden how he feels, because I threw him about 10 yards like 2 years ago when we were at the Senior Bowl, but yeah, the little nagging pains that I've been having over the years have completely gone away. My shoulder was wrecked for years. That's gone away. I've had some like kind of like hip things that, I've been dealing with too. That's completely gone away. So like, just dealing with some other internal stuff. But yeah, man, I'm feeling better. I'm more motivated than ever right now. So thanks for those that have been checking out the post-credit convo channel, by the way. Me and Logan launched that a couple of weeks ago. We just wanted to talk about comics. If there's one thing that I know about, the, about football, you damn well better know that I'm going to know it about comics. So yeah. Pain does that stuff with the weight. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. It is from inflammation, man. You don't notice how inflamed you are over the years until you like. So my appetite is not what it was before too, which was a like kind of a bigger issue is like the overeating, right? I mean, at any given time, and it's not the fact that I prided myself on this, but like, you ever go to like a normal hibachi place, right? You go there, man, I could get double rice, chicken, steak with the vegetables while eating a little side salad and soup before. And I can eat all that shit in one setting and be done before everybody at my table that had less food than me. Like every single time, bro. Like I play no games when it comes to food. I can't do that shit no more. I can barely get through it. Like, yeah, I ordered some food earlier today just because I need to get something in me for work, and I could only eat like halfway through. And I mean, we're not talking about the size of like hibachi or anything, but yeah. Rice is not actually that, you know, especially like basmati rice is what I eat a lot. As long as you wash all the starch out of it and stuff like that, you're good. But it's mostly just everything else, man. I mean, eating the processed foods, so me and my wife are like, in the past, we were big like snackers, like on vacations, like the 11:30, at night when I'm, done hanging out with her, and then I come in here and sit down, I do all my editing, like, it's completely different, right? Like I will sit there and I'll DoorDash just bad shit, man, because it's convenient and I know it's expensive, but like I will totally ruin my diet just in that one sitting of just ordering DoorDash, and it was bad. And so no wonder, like right before I go to sleep, I'm eating bad shit, and that's the bad part of it. And plus, like my sleep was terrible, man. Like, I mean, Manny, you know all the late nights and stuff. Like, I will stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning and get things done like I need to get done. And then I'll wake up at 7:30 and be ready to work at 8 and open up my laptop for work and work an 8 or 9 hour shift, 10-hour shift sometimes. And then be right back to sitting in this chair after taking a little small break, eat a bunch of food, come back, sit in this chair, start editing or, doing other things. It just wasn't a healthy lifestyle, man. And one thing that this taught me too was like learning to, like, my drive is so high when I want to accomplish things, but really and truly, I have people that are a part of this that also need to step in and help out. But also being more efficient with my workflow. Like when it's time to go to bed, do not skip out on my sleep. So like better sleep patterns, not that big of an appetite anymore, just eating better in general. Like I don't crave fried food whatsoever anymore. If I even smell it now, it's like a death sentence to me. But yeah, Dana, I lost 40 pounds. I lost 40 pounds. I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like this t-shirt, like my belly was sticking out. I mean, my titties still stick out, but my belly was sticking out like I was a pregnant lady in this shirt. And this shirt fits fantastic now. So it's like, it's stuff like that. I hate to have gone through what I went through, but I got to understand I'm 4 years away from 40, and I'm always giving other people advice, but not following my own advice sometimes. I don't want to be a hypocrite in that way. Like I know VL, you've taken a lot of, the advice that I give works, bro. The advice that I give works. So it's just about being on the other side of it and listening to myself now. So, but Dante got the dad bod stage. Let's get it. I'm still in the dad bod stage, but it's not as bad. I don't look like a swamp monster for sure. It's a good thing you came out the other side. Yeah, man. It was horrible, but we got through it for sure. All right. So let's get to some of this news. So from insiders at NFL Network on the Buccaneers making a few rounds at the 2-year extension with Baker Mayfield that would have paid more than $50 million, with Mayfield looking for more security and respect than was on the table. Now, I heard that he made some. Mayfield says he feels disrespected by the Buccaneers contract offer. All right, okay, so I guess that's what he said to kind of piss the Buccaneers off. First of all, at this point in time, like you have to be more media trained than this, especially being the NFL quarterback of a team. I understand that he's, what the hell? Hold on. I gotta read this to y'all too. But as a starting quarterback of the Buccaneers, he has to be a little bit more discreet about how he feels about things, because this is not going to turn out right for him. Let me go ahead and refresh this page real quick. Sean McVay said he doesn't expect there to be an update on Aaron Donald's return until the Rams get to Woodland Hills. McVay did say that if there's an arrow, it's trending upwards. I know this is not the college football show, but what the fuck? Give it up, bro. Give it up. So I don't know how you guys feel about Baker Mayfield, man. I know he's pretty outspoken, but at this point in time, the Buccaneers paid you a shitload of money. You're really good for, the time that you got to the Buccaneers. And then, what was it, for 2 years? And then last year, he kind of shit the bed. So, yeah. So looking at some highlights from Latrobe. I was supposed to go there tomorrow, but I got a lot of stuff I wanted. So I was actually supposed to go to Giants training camp, and they have it in West Virginia this year. And my wife got us tickets to go to Latrobe. We usually go there every year, but because the way our vacation is lined up. Oh, and Manny, we're taking a cruise. So we're going to hit a couple of like Caribbean places, but we're taking we put our money up front this time. We're going to be on one of the bigger ships of the Royal Caribbean fleet. So we're super excited to experience what that's going to be like. We usually will sell like the mid class because of the price, but we kind of went all out. So yeah, I've been talking about Drew Aller. I've been hearing nothing but great things about Drew Aller. And the two quarterbacks I've been pounding the table for this year, Ty Simpson, which we're probably not going to see him play until next year, and then Drew Aller. So I know this is probably Aaron Rodgers' team from here on out because of Mike McCarthy, but if anything does happen, throw the baby out with the bathwater and move on to your next guy. I heard Will Howard's been horrible, so as long as he gets the ball to Jeremy Bernard, I'm on his side, which was I think was a fantastic pickup for them. I know how you feel about Jeremy. I've been pounding the table for Jeremy for a long time. Like I said, not the sexiest player in the world, right? But he just does everything so good that it's hard to ignore that he's a really good receiver. I'd rather have a guy like him, like I guess you could say, I don't want to compare him to Larry Fitzgerald, but Larry was known to be, he was fantastic. Let me stop that. But by the time he got to the NFL, I think a lot of people were getting fucked up by his consistency and not like for his star power, right? Because he wasn't going to burn you. He wasn't going to run the best routes. He was a really good catcher of the football, so he would, I guess that was a superpower right there. But, I mean, he was consistent at doing that. Dude had more tackles than drops in his career. I'm also starting to like Denzel Boston. I have to see it. I have to see it. Deebo Samuel back with the 49ers. Yeah, they paid him a whole bunch of money to come back for 1 year, and I guess because of Ricky Pearsall, I don't think that they are I don't think that they are expecting him to be a 49er for very long if he can't stay healthy. I mean, that kid got shot, having knee issues. I would hate to see Ricky Pearsall be just a great wide receiver in college and not do anything in the NFL. That pissed me off. But shout out to them, bringing a familiar face back that knows the system. Obviously, he'll probably be more welcome than keeping a Brandon Ayuk around for sure. Can't compare anybody to Larry. You'd have to prove to me you do everything at a full effort before I compare to him. No, I'm just saying, like, obviously Larry Fitzgerald is a Hall of Famer. I'm talking about, like, when people talked about Larry, it wasn't like, oh my God, Larry burnt me, or oh my God, he was the best route runner ever, or, you know, was this physical freak. He catched the ball really well and he was consistent. That's what I mean by Jeremy. Like, I don't think, I don't think Jeremy's gonna be Larry Fitzgerald, but like he has the damn makeup. Like if you watch the film of like just being Mr. Consistent and shit, it worked for Larry as long as he's got hands like Larry or develops hands like Larry. Shit, who says that he can't be the Larry Fitzgerald of the future? You just don't find receivers like that. It's either like you're Jordan Tyson and Rome Odunze and those guys that are just like showed you star potential where they got like this X factor ability. Jeremy ain't really got that. He's just consistent. So, but I'd rather draft that guy all day than Jordan Tyson or something like that. If you had all the cards on the table and you said, hey, I have Caleb Downs and the only other person you can draft is Jeremy Bernard unless you want Jordan Tyson or one of these other star receivers, and that's the only person that you can get, and we take away the Jeremy Bernard pick. I'm going, and I'll take Caleb Downs and Jeremy Bernard all day if those are my two picks instead of taking Jordan Tyson. Cam Scadwoo says he learned from his viral backflips off the field after speaking with Giants head coach. Yeah, he probably got a talking to for sure. It was dumb, but he's young too. Dana says he was never a burner. He was savvy with leverage, so he would lose you even with routes that were only above average, but his catch radius was huge and he could vary his speed and his hands were goat. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'll probably say Larry's my favorite wide receiver of all time. I actually have I found a gym like, I want to say this time last year, actually, when me and my wife went to Latrobe to go watch the Steelers. I think we stopped at a sports store. And they had Pitt, and of course we're out in Pittsburgh, so they had Pitt and all the schools and Steeler stuff in there. And I found a old school Pittsburgh Panthers jersey. So with Larry Fitzgerald, I had to get that shit before I left. So yeah, actually I have the Reebok Cardinals jersey and his Pittsburgh Panthers jersey. So I think that's the only player that I have both jerseys for, his college and NFL jersey. He's the only player. Hey, I don't know if you ever brought up the Bears so far yet on any of the lives, but I respect the fact that they replaced Tremaine Evans with Devin Bush. He had a good season last year. I just wish they would have drafted CJ Allen. I thought that was a fantastic place for him, but I understand going Dylan Thieneman and a couple of those other guys and filling in there. Yeah, I mean, Devin Bush has been like this throughout his career. I mean, we've seen the highest of highs of Devin Bush, and we've seen like him just be average. So as long as he can continue to, but like he was with the Steelers and things like that, they're quasi having him like at that Sam Backer position where he was kind of like rushing the passer too, and they thought opposite of TJ that he was going to be the guy, and then they started bringing in the other players as well. So, all of it's just a tad different, So all of it's just a tad different, but yeah. I mean, replacing a Tremaine Edmonds is a big deal for sure. But yeah, we're not doing any more predictions. If anything, I'll put out like a graphic on social media so you guys can kind of see where we're at with all of our predictions. I'll probably put it on the community tab of the perspective pages as well. And so you guys can see where we break them down. But just right now, I want to kind of just move into the hot topics and kind of just get back in the groove of things and continue to put out film studies and things like that. I've been really enjoying going back and doing like kind of not a retrospective, but like a introspective view and how some of the new players on somebody's team. Maybe I'll do Devin Bush. Maybe I'll do Devin Bush next. I think that might be a good one to kind of break down what he'll bring to the Chicago Bears now that they're missing Tremaine Edmonds. That might be a good one. My man Raider Rebel, what's happening? He said, "Glad to see you back, my brother. Hope all is well." Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for being here as well and subscribing up to this channel and making a nice post you did on Twitter, man. Every little bit helps. So just trying to get back in the groove. Devin Bush revived his career with Cleveland, low key. And I think low key, like, you either thrive in Cleveland with the defense and the players that they have there. I mean, think about the players that they had. You remember I was high on Grant Delpit when he came out, and he got a contract. Denzel Ward got a contract. If Myles Garrett didn't leave, he'd still be there. Carson Schlesinger is going to be the next one. Mason Graham is going to be the next one after that. So they just kind of keep reloading there, and their offensive side of the ball has just not. They're just not caught up. So Cards camp has been fairly calm as far as news goes. Some nicks and bruises, but no major injuries yet outside of Vokolik. Knock on wood. Marvin Harrison is just having some hand issues, but some were bad throws, so that's somewhat out of context. Yeah, some of them are bad throws, and other times it's just like I think what people are expecting, Dana, and especially, we watched him in college. All of us did. You watched him with us, and like, I guess you just expect from being a first round receiver for a guy that's of his talent, of his caliber, of his gravitas, I guess you could say. Like, you would think that Marvin Harrison Jr. would be one of those guys that goes after every single ball and puts puts his body on the line every time for a catch, even in practice. Because that's what we were used to seeing at Ohio State. We were used to making him, seeing him do that stuff. Hopefully he gets it all together, because that would be disappointing. But, like, we've always seen this writing on the wall. Like, he just was not participating in anything, like, believing his own hype. That's the one thing I didn't want to happen. I didn't want that. And that's when I started to turn the corner on, like, maybe Malik Neighbors might be better because he's doing everything that Marv is not. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Carson Beck looked really good in that 2-minute drill that I saw the other day. I saw that Walter Nolan walked off the field today, man, and that scares me. I don't know if you have any news on that, but I know the first couple practices he was just, from the videos that I saw, was just wrecking shit. He was just wrecking shit. You hear about Chris Brazzell? Oh yeah, I see all the news, bro. I see all the news, bro. Chris Brazzell, that one. I mean, the Chris Brazzell, the Shamar Stewart was a hyperextension, so he'll be back in a couple weeks. It's just like a bunch of guys are going down. You know, what was it? Nick Scorton, his first rep with the Panthers, or the first practice with the Panthers after last year. I think last year Nick Scorton had a collapsed lung or something like that, so he didn't play like the first couple of weeks. And they didn't think he was going to play for the season because it was that bad. I feel bad for Nick, man. I feel bad for Nick. He was one of my favorite edge rushers coming out of that class. Cam Newton better do Marv the same way he did Keon. If this dude has a bad, are you trying to say if he has a bad season? I'm guessing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's see. He has been putting in extra work on the jugs machine before practice since the viral drops, per some beat writers. Again, you just expect a guy that's that talented not having the. I mean, you always want to work, but this shit should come like him drinking a glass of milk that he does drink every single day, right? Like, I feel for Marv. I just think, you know, one thing is we put a lot of pressure on these players. The second thing is they believe their own hype too when they get to the pinnacle. I hope that doesn't happen with Jeremiah Love. I don't think that it would be, because they're already knocking the peg down on that situation too. And they're kind of embracing Tyler Algier being the guy over him. But I don't think you can not wake a sleeping giant after so long. That kid's way too talented. Glad to see you back up and running, Dante. Hey, my man Scott, what's happening, bro? My AOC South brethren. Yeah, man, I'm back up and running. Just kind of testing out the new channel, making sure everything is good to go, and we're getting picked up and trying to get used to going live from 2 separate channels from here on out. So, but yeah. For those that don't know, we do have another channel for those that subscribed here, but also want to listen to our college football takes. It's just Gridiron Apex parentheses CFB. So appreciate you guys. Walter never left the practice field. He stayed out on the sidelines, as I understand it. Okay, because the video, this is what fucking. That's why I hate this shit. Play the full clip, because what we had saw on social media was like just him like walking. It looked like towards the locker room, but I mean, you're just kind of assuming. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of assuming. Probably won't know till Sunday if he's good to go. I mean, Dana, would you agree with this? If he's twitched up whatsoever and he looked this well in practice, keep his ass sidelined until the season. Walter Nolan just doesn't need practice for whatever fucking reason. This dude comes out and he's a goddamn monster. What are they putting in this dude's cereal every morning? Walter's a great guy. We interviewed him, right? Like, love Walter, man, but he's a scary human being that you see. He's incredibly talented. I just hope that that's the guy that stays healthy for you, because it's just been, you've been striking out on defense with Darius Robinson and the rest of these dudes over the years. But man, Walter he's such a beast. My hot take is that the Dolphins would be the best 5-12 team in the NFL. Ooh. I don't even know if I had the Dolphins winning a game this year. I have to look on on my thing. Which, like I said, we will publish all of our predictions as well. I'm rooting for Shuck, by the way. Oh, great, man. Yeah. It's hard to not. I put it like this. The one thing that I love about media, and when we're out there on the field and things like that, is we get to see these guys practice up close. And I get to, from a coach's eye view, I get to see the nuances of everybody that's practicing. So I kind of have like a different purview than everybody else. Right? From that perspective. I'm not looking at it as like a scout's view. I'm looking at it like, if I was down there on the field coaching this guy, did he execute the rep the way that's supposed to look? Or are people over exaggerating Mike Green blowing up Josh Connerly, who plays left tackle and was on a right tackle rep? Like, this is why Twitter fucking sucks sometimes. And I will always say this shit. The worst part of media is the people that go and get their information, like what's that dude's name? The Munson dude with the curly hair dude, the NFL stock exchange guys, the fucking who's who that's out there. These dudes, I'm telling you right now, maybe I'll record it next year so you guys can see it. These guys walk up and down the sidelines just talking to their peers, but then have these extraordinary posts and lives of them talking about what they saw on the field. These guys are not paying attention, bro. They're not. So when people are like, oh, Michael Wilson, which I called out years ago, was going to be a great player, I was like, yo, Michael Wilson is going to be awesome. Byron Young was the first Senior Bowl we went to. Byron Young and Michael Wilson were the two guys that I told you guys. Most people are not going to talk about these dudes, and they're going to be great players in the NFL. And both of them turned out to be great players so far. It's because the rest of these guys that do media don't fucking pay attention, or they have some flunky out there that's writing notes for them so they have something to talk about on their show. Most of these dudes are fake as shit. And that's why I'll never work with those guys. Even if I'm talking about like the bro schmoes of the world, all these dudes. Like, I have nothing personally against these guys, but I'm just telling you right now, I would never work with those guys because I see these dudes and how they interact. They sit in the stands and they wait for their friends to come over. Some of the people that know me, and I occasionally have somebody come up to me and say, what's up? But like, I'm so dialed in that I'll say, what's up? And then like, I'll move myself away from them. And I'll go to that side of the field that I'm trying to focus on the drill. Like, I'm not there to talk about your channel, what you got going on. I'm here to give you guys the correct information. And I think that's why a lot of people get it wrong. Because first of all, they don't know what the fuck they're looking at. They think practice is boring, but then they have all these awesome things to say about the Senior Bowl, which the Senior Bowl is awesome. The East-West Shrine Bowl is awesome. The Combine is awesome. But most of these dudes don't even fucking pay attention, man. So, but I'm glad that you're rooting for Tyler Shuck, man. And the what I get back to, coming back to that comment, sorry, you triggered PTSD. But the one thing I hate about doing media is it's hard not to get attached to a player personality wise, because Tyler Shuck was one of my favorite interviews of all time, because I told him before the interview, I was like, dude, I have no idea what people are not talking about you. I've been talking about you all year as one of my favorite quarterbacks. Now you're number one on my list. And he came up to me after, and actually Brian Brom, his offensive coordinator, retweeted my post about, when I was saying how Tyler was such a respectful dude. And after the interview, he came up to me, Khalid, Soar, shook all of our hands. I think Hayden was there too. I can't remember. It was four of us that were there. He came and said, appreciate you guys, and shook all of our hands and small chatted with us for like another 15 seconds or whatever before he went off and did his thing. But it's hard not to get attached to those dudes, man. It's so if you're going to root for anybody, root for Tyler Shuck. I'm going to the Texans Jags in London this year, and as always, I got your seat ready when you come to the Jags. Jags at Texans, man. You know what, Scott? You know what? I might have to take you up on that opportunity because now you're giving me a reason to just fucking travel to Houston. The new company that I work for, about a month and a half, we have one of our main offices in Houston. And so, I mean, the flight and the hotel is on on the business, you know what I'm saying? And your boy could come and stay down there for a couple days, watch a Jaguars game with you, fly back on a Monday, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be awesome, man. I know you offered, and when me and Khalid were down there last time, we went to go see Houston and Utah, which is incredibly noble of you, man. Not knowing a squat of who I am, and you were like, "Bro, come watch the game." I couldn't make it, but I might have to take you up on that offer, man. That'd be a great game for us to just sit there and chop it up and talk about football for sure, man. Yeah, I might have to take you up on that offer for sure. But enjoy London, man. Enjoy London. Have you seen the video of Cousins running line drills? What the fuck is he running line drills for? I know one thing people are criticizing Kurt for is wearing them damn thick ass sweatpants during practice. But yeah. The Saints offense looks good. He just has to do his job. Yeah, I don't believe that he won't do his job. The one thing that I try to get people, and it's such a nuanced thing, is like the dude is married, man. He ain't worried about nothing else. He came into the league already married. He ain't got no distractions. He worried about football. It's a big, huge maturity thing. I mean, you saw what happened to CJ Stroud. I hate to bring him up, Scott, but so what happened to CJ Stroud after his first year hanging out, doing all this other shit. Now he's locked in. So I'm kind of scared of what the Texans are going to look like this year. He won't, but do you think Mahomes should be sitting down instead of practicing in that brace until fully healed? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. If Patrick wants to truly practice, I would say a quarter of the practice, get your arm warmed up, get used to the receivers running around, and then we're pulling you for the rest of the practice. Like, you don't need to be out there doing all this physical activity. That would kind of be my approach. Like, I'm not sure if they're doing that right now, but I'm sure Patrick's the type of dude that wants to be out there all the time anyways. And if he's able, he will be out there. Dante, there's way too much networking and not enough scouting going on. NFL media and YouTubers offended. You know, I'm just being honest. Everybody's trying to get that next gig. And I'm like, if the gig comes because I'm doing a great job, that's even a bigger compliment than getting a gig in the next interview with somebody that was, high up in the space because I had a conversation with them and they don't really care who I am at the end of the day. They're just kind of doing me a favor. It's a little different. The best messages in my inbox for people that I collaborate with that I don't know are the people that inbox me and they say, dude, came across your channel. I love all your takes. I've been following you for a while. Just didn't work up the nerve to email you. I want to collaborate on, picking your brain about the draft and, how you look at prospects and things like that. I think those are the best. That is the best collaboration for me because somebody actually paid attention, not because I had a conversation and that sounded like I know what I talked about in the first 15 minutes of meeting somebody. And I understand how networking works, but I mean, come on, eventually You're not going to be ignored when you see the GA logos, walking around. People are going to ask questions like, who are those guys? I do introduce myself a lot to people that I sit down next to, but I don't have extensive conversations. I look at like, there's a lot of rookie guys that come out there that don't even have YouTube channels that are like photographers or like first time like beat writers and things like that. I introduce myself to them and say, hey, yeah, I own a media company. This is what we do. I'm out here taking video and, scouting these players. And I kind of keep it like that. If they try to conversate more than that, I've received business cards from people before, but like, you think these people ever follow me on Twitter? Fuck no. Because that's how it is. Once they find out that it's like, oh, you don't have 3,000 followers on Twitter and you don't have a 15,000 subscriber YouTube channel. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. But then you got the same. I swear to God, this is not to. And you guys know this because you watch the fucking national media all the time ask the dumbest questions. I mean, people that have been doing it for years. Hey, what's your favorite music? What gets you hyped up in the locker room? What's your favorite cereal? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's like when I asked Cam Hart in our interview. I said, do you like playing man-to-man? Were you holding that dude up against the boundary? Or do you like playing in zone and using your length because you're a big corner? And his eyes lit up like it was Christmas time. And then kind of just boasting about him like being in practice. Like, dude, I didn't know who Cam Hart was before. It's too many players in college for me to know everybody, right? Have I watched Notre Dame games? Yeah, but he wasn't a guy that like really stuck out. So when I got to see him at the Senior Bowl, I was like, I was kind of embarrassed because want to know who this guy is. He's so good. Well, obviously he's here. But when you go out there and you see these guys practice and then you become fans of them by the way that they practice, and then you get to boast about them in your interview, that's what I feel like it's about. Like, more people should have known about Cam Hart. And I felt like we were one of the only channels that really tried to prop him up. And now look at him with the Chargers. He's a bona fide starter for the Chargers right now and holding his own. He's a big part of the reason why, their secondary's all right. So, W. Taylor and Green, 4-5. It was ugly. Let's go, Shador. It's funny. The only person that threw a touchdown was Dylan Gabriel. This, to me, when we talk about quarterbacks, this is a healthy quarterback room. This is a lot of competition, and I love it all, right? This is great. DeAndre Hopkins joining Georgia Tech's coaching staff. So I guess I saw that earlier, and the first thing that came to mind was like, I think he's done completely. Unless he gets a call, in the middle of the season, he might leave. But I think that would be pretty shitty to join the staff and then just get up and leave. But why Georgia Tech? Georgia Tech's going to run the ball. Now they have Alberto Mendoza as well. They're going to run the ball like fucking crazy under Brent Key. That's what they do. Did we not just watch Haynes King just fucking rip everybody up for 3 years? Like, come on, man. Mike Williams said, I met him at the Pro Bowl in 2021. We hit it off. We were hanging out all week. Oh, so that's good that Mike Evans and Deebo Samuel have already built that rapport. Dylan's looked better than Deshaun so far, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, the thing about Dylan is he's just got to do the small things right. Got to do the small things right. Be more of a risk taker like he was in college. He was just conservative. I think if he was more of a risk taker, he would have never gave up his job to Shador. And Shador's a risk taker. And so some of the risk came with really accurate passes. We know Shador can do that. That shit ain't going to work all the time, and we saw it. And he could become really inaccurate when he's not in grooves. But Dylan gets in the groove and then just doesn't take a chance. That's not like him. I don't know what the fuck happened. So hopefully it's a little different. They can let it loose. New coach and everything. I think D-Hop is like Teddy Bridgewater situation, but at wide receiver, he's not done yet. He might be. Guess we'll see. All right, I just want to test everything out, man. Let me get out of here. It's been over 45 minutes. Thanks for everybody that came through, man. Kind of cool just sitting here and talking to everybody. But yeah, we'll be back, I believe, Tuesday. And we're running live talking about the Vita Vea situation, more in depth with the Cardinals, just all about training camp and how we feel about stuff. But I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Definitely feel the love. Keep sharing this channel out, man. Trying to grow this thing back to where it was. Even though it's not super important, it's the algorithm was not treating your boys right because people wanted to report our channel for whatever reason. But anyways, we're on a new path forward, man, and I appreciate all y'all. And we'll definitely talk to all y'all later, man. Peace.